Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. So today's video, we're going to talk about the CDC warning that just came down for New York. Now, to be fair, the CDC is warning New York and the rest of the nation about a Mossberg outbreak, or at the very least, looking out for cases throughout the country. Now, this warning came down a week ago, and now media is catching wind of it this week. Go figure, right? The delay in that. Now, Mossberg, guys, is a lot more serious than anything else we probably encounter in our recent history, if you will. So with Mr. 19, again, people flipped out about that. A lot of people died, but it would be nothing in comparison to an outbreak of Mossberg here in the United States. Mossberg outbreak in the United States, guys, depending on the number, it's going to dictate how bad of a lockdown and how bad things are going to get and how bad the panicking is going to become. Now, me personally, I don't think this is going to go anywhere. I really don't. Though we do have a lot of African neighborhoods, especially here in New York. Mobutu and his gang made their way here to the United States. So they're worried about that. They're worried about those people coming from Tanzania or Equatorial Guinea. Now, since February 7th, 14 people were confirmed of having Mossberg virus in Equatorial Guinea. Out of the 14, 10 have passed. 14 and 4 people survived, believe it or not. In Tanzania, I think it was like 5 that caught it, and I think out of the 5, 4 passed away. So with that, guys, again, the numbers speak volumes. Numbers. 14 people, 7 people. Still small. They are making it an unprecedented event because Tanzania and Equatorial Guinea are on opposite ends of Africa from one another. So they're in no way, shape, or form in the same region, and that's why they're making it a precedent, because they've never seen anything like this. So, and normally when there's a Mossberg outbreak, it's in a neighboring state or country or neighboring city or village. It's never that far apart. So, again, guys, CDC warning is pretty much warning New York City because of the African population that we have here. There are also other states and other cities that have large African populations. They're probably going to be put on notice as well. Again, do I think this is going to become a thing? No. Probably why they're not beating the drum, but the CDC lately, as of Mr. 19, they like to beat the drum on everything. They're out there talking about, we got to make sure that this virus doesn't get out of control, that virus doesn't get out. They got that blasphemy fucking fungus, or whatever the hell it's called. That thing is affected 100 people in a paper mill. And now they're looking at that as, oh my God. I'm like, you know what? You could only, oh my God, and LOL, and, well, not LOL, but you can only, oh my God, and warn people and make it a fucking fanfare until it actually happens and no one pays attention. Because it's like the boy who cries wolf. This is what the CDC is doing now. Now, they don't just say, hey guys, here's a heads up. There's something that could be headed your way. Just keep an eye out for it. No, leave it to the media to turn that around and go, guys, something's headed this way. You could die. Right? So, of course, the media is talking about this. They're getting carried away. And the rest of us are just looking at this and laughing. Because I'm like, this is not going to go anywhere. The paper mill bullshit that they're nervous about, that's not going to go anywhere. When it starts to move fast and it starts to kill thousands of people, then you worry. And only then. And again, depends on how it spreads. If it stays in Africa and it kills a few thousand people, oh, the fuck well. But if it makes its way here and gets into a city like New York, and now you got tens of thousands of people contracting it and getting sick, then that's a problem. Especially in a city like New York City that's very transient. It's the hub of the world, pretty much. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but mostly everybody comes here. We had the Chinese with their fucking bullshit 19 coughing all over everybody. They came here. You got Africans, you got Mobutu and Jawani. They're coming here and fucking doing their little dance, and they could get other people infected. Now, the saving grace about this thing is that not the saving grace rather, but it's a lot harder to catch than Mr. 19. It's not as easy. So that is I guess the saving grace. If it was easily communicable like COVID-19, well, then we'd have a fucking problem. And more people in Africa would come down with it. When you hear the numbers, guys, when you hear like 7 and 14, that's nothing. That is nothing in a nation as big as Africa and as big as those countries are. I don't know how big Equatorial Guinea is, but Tanzania is fairly big, and you only have a few people getting. I mean, a few, like well under 1% in the nation, and well under 1% in both countries. So it's nothing to worry about. When they hit a number closer to 20, 30%, then that's an issue. And especially if these people are traveling abroad, then that's a bigger issue. Now, Marsburg is a lot deadlier than Mr. 19. That being said, the mortality rate is way higher, and it's a big problem once you contract it. Now, a healthy immune system could help you fight it off, because again, when you look at the numbers of people that die, I think the mortality rate is like 90% or something like that, or 85. And if you look at the number of people that actually survive it, you're like, how the fuck did they do it? And now, even if you survive it, there are some long-term issues you're definitely going to have down the line with surviving Marsburg. Nonetheless, this is something you do not want to contract. This is something that you don't want to play with. But I am also 1,000% confident that this is not going to go anywhere, that this is not going to spread, and it's not going to be that we're all going to die. That shit ain't happening. So, again, this is not even one of those things that you put in the back of your head. Though when Mr. 19 happened, and I heard about it in China back in, what was it, November, I was like, okay, paying attention to it. Then December, they said how big it got, and I was like, all right. Marsburg in Equatorial Guinea has been at the low number it's been since February. Sorry. So since February, it stayed at, so with it staying at 14 people, guys, it's not a problem. Now, if since February to now, if it jumped to something like 500 people or 1,000 people, then you go, okay, maybe we should be a little concerned. But at 14 and 7, this shit's a no-brainer. Not a big concern. This thing seems to be more containable. And again, because it's not as communicable as COVID-19, Mr. 19, it's not a big problem. If it becomes more communicable because somebody altered it to make it spread faster, then it's a problem. And then, if that was to happen, I'd probably do a video on what would happen if Marsburg became as communicable as Mr. 19. All hell would break loose. I'll tell you that right now. That's all I know. We watched what happened with COVID. Imagine something with a higher mortality rate. It would destroy the world, if not, it would destroy this country, if not the world, just in the panic alone. Anyway, guys, that being said, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.